Hi, my name is Patrick Manelich, and this is a demo of my semester-long project with Boeing for my capstone class. This project was created in Unity for the HTC Vive and the Vive controllers. Some of the models you see, such as the wire tool, we're creating using Maya and Illustrator. So the general idea for this project was to allow users to create wires in 3 dimensions and modify them. They can also comment around the wires and then export them as PNGs when finished. So to get started, I'll start with the basics. Using the VRTK script, you can teleport around the scene. This is done using the trackpad. This is good for giving you different perspectives of the model. So this right here is a mock-up of a ceiling part that Boeing gave us, used for demonstration purposes only. The left controller has a menu button that can toggle between transparent and opaque models. So this might be useful if you're reaching inside the model to give yourself a more clear vision. So now let's move on to the tools. You have hovering over the left controller is the wire tool, and hovering over the right controller is the commenting tool. I'll start with the wire tool. The wire tool allows you to basically sculpt wires. So it has 4 modes: adding, editing, removing, and photographing. I'll start with adding. So adding will essentially take into account the position of where the wire tool is in 3D space. And when you're ready, pressing the trigger will create a wire point at that position. Now you'll notice there is a ghost connector showing what the wire will look like with your next trigger press. So if I move it over here, press the trigger again, it'll connect the two with the wire connectors and create another wire point. And I can do this as many times as I'd like. So now that I've created a small wire, I'm going to move to edit mode. This is done using the grip button to flip through them. Edit mode works by first hovering over a wire point. You can tell you're hovering over a certain wire point because it will begin to enlarge. So when I choose which wire point I'd like to edit, I press the trigger again, and I begin editing. Using the same idea as adding, the ghost connectors will show you what the wire will look like. So when I moved it to its new position, I'm ready. I click the trigger as well again, and it'll create the new wire. This can also be done with the ends. So next is the removing tool, removing mode. It allows you to essentially remove using a similar hovering technique. So when I'm ready, press the trigger, and it will connect the 2 points between the removed wire point. This can also be useful to create a fresh start if you didn't like how your wire was turning out. And photographing, I'll get to that at the end. So now let's look at the comment tool. The comment tool is essentially a cube that will take into its position whenever you pull down the trigger. It'll start sampling. Whenever I let go of the trigger, it will stop sampling, and it will create a line in 3D space, for example. Now notice that this is not simply a line render, but actually 2 meshes side by side, back to back with different normals. So this is created by sampling and creating quads and triangles. So you can actually see on both sides as expected in modern drawing tools. So I can actually want to create my initials. And the grip button on the right controller allows you to toggle through 4 default colors. So go in the blue. So now that I have my initials, I can actually use the menu button on the top of the right controller to toggle comments on and off. This can be useful if you need to see more of the wire or if you'd like to see the comments. So let's go through a basic scenario uh, of how one would create wires. So I can add, maybe I'd like to edit a little bit, didn't like how that one looked. Maybe add some more, edit that to be a little closer, and then remove that one. One, two, three. Maybe I'd like to think about what if we connected it there. And then maybe another wire would wrap around. It's pretty fun once you use it. And yeah, so now let's say I've finished, I have a final product, and I'd like to export it and show it to my friends or coworkers. So all you have to do is go to this photographing mode, and wherever you click, just click the trigger press, and it'll create 3 snapshots from the front, right, and top. So you have a good idea of what it looks like in 3D space. I'll show those screenshots at the end of this video. That's it for my demo. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. Thanks.